welcome to my channel. I know I still have this lace on my head because I literally just made this wig like maybe like a few hours ago. Like I literally just finished. Yes. Okay. So on the real, I'm gonna let you know the whole backstory behind this. And excuse me, I just got done eating an orange, but I'm gonna let you know the whole backstory behind this and essentially why I regret getting this hair. So, as a lot of people know, a lot of people order hair from Aliexpress. So, Aliexpress is kind of like Amazon, which is like these companies with different, distributors selling different types of items that you're looking for. And AliExpress has like a big platform of selling hair, especially. So, I decided, why not? My first time ordering hair from AliExpress, I had a wig, and the wig was not great. They were advertising that it's a lace frontal. I could make my own wigs, but I was down in college, like in my dorm, and I didn't have all the supplies at my dorm to make a wig. So I decided, to order a wig, especially for homecoming. When I had ordered that wig, the frontal was literally like 2 centimeters. It wasn't even a frontal. They were advertising a 13 by 4 frontal. So I had opened a distribute. I don't know if I said it right, but that's basically like if you have an issue with the item that the seller has sold to you, you can open a distribute and you can contact AliExpress, and from there you can either handle it with the seller or you can let AliExpress handle it. And with that, you can either get a partial refund or a full refund. A full refund is you send the item back and you get all your money back. A partial refund is you keep the item, but you decide what amount of money that you want back. Normally, I do partial refunds because, one, I don't feel like sending the hair back. Like, even though it's not how I like it, I'm not gonna refund all my money because I still have a reason to use it, but I'm not satisfied with the product that you were selling. So I have opened a partial refund for that wig, and I got around like $80 back. I think the wig was like 140 or something like that, and I got like $80, which isn't bad. It's not the worst, but like I said, I just wanted some of the money back. I still wanted to keep the wig, obviously, because I still was going to use it for future, but I just wasn't satisfied with the description. So after I said that, the seller's page, like, they just shut down, which is kind of suspicious. So I'm just like, okay, maybe I shouldn't order from AliExpress anymore. So as you can see with this wig, I have parted it where it's not a lot, but with with the frontal, it's a lot of short hairs. Why? I have no idea, because I've had frontals before and they don't have like those short hairs popping up out of nowhere. I have not cut this. The only thing I have done is bleach the front. It has nothing to do with the back middle, because in this area is where it's a lot of short hairs. I bleached this part and like the baby hairs in the front, and I dyed it red. And I didn't even use like heavy, 40 developer bleach. Like, no, I didn't use that. So it would be no reason for my hair, to have these little short hairs. And when you have these short hairs, they're flyaways and they're very hard to like tame. I mean, of course I can cut it, of course I can put mousse on it, but I shouldn't have to do all that because the product you advertised wasn't like this. So, I tried to work it out, and I have very short patience, so I'm just like, I want some money back. Like, obviously, I'm still going to keep the hair because the hair well, the hair for right now is fine. I feel like it can get tangled easily because this is hair from AliExpress. I didn't break the bank for it because you kind of get what you buy with certain things. Like if you buy straight hair for $50 and it's like 30 inches, you know that you know it's a scam. Some um some sellers are really good. Some sellers that's a steal, other sellers is not. You know, and this all cost me about like almost $130. I got 20, 22, 24, 26 inch bundles, and I got an 18-inch frontal. As you can see, this is very long. Um, I washed the hair because the hair did have a smell. I washed it. I flat. No, I washed it, and the thing about it is when you were like unrolling the hair, it had like a tendency to get tangled. It wasn't like tangled to where you gotta brush it and break it, but you gotta like comb your fingers through. Um, I installed it, I flat ironed it. If you do a little head banging or you're moving around a lot, your hair is gonna get tangled. Now I don't know if that's you can experience that with like regular hair if you're like moving around like good expensive hair, but it shouldn't be to the point where if I just turn around like a ballerina, my hair shouldn't be like, you know? So I decided to, I just look so funny with this. I should cut this off, but I don't feel like doing it right now. So I decided that I wanted a partial refund for the frontal because it wasn't as advertised. So I went to AliExpress, I opened a distribute, and the description I typed that there were a lot of short hairs in the frontal that, I wasn't happy with, I wasn't keen with. It wasn't normal for all these hairs, and they were causing flyaways that can be very hard to like style down, and essentially the customer shouldn't have to worry about that aspect. So I opened a distribute. I only wanted like $40, like 30 to $40 back. That's very cheap for AliExpress because these people be making 1,000 off a few customers. That's very cheap. Okay, so I was asking $30 to $40 because that's normally I wouldn't say the price range for a frontal necessarily because frontals are like $100 and something, but for AliExpress that's cheap. So I was like, I want $30 to $40 back. And when I asked for that back, you have the option to contact the seller. Personally, for me, I don't want to contact the seller because the people that are selling the hair are very cheap. They will, I'll get to that part in a second. So I didn't contact the seller, I just did the distribute. And then I tried to leave a review, like an honest review on the hair. And my review it just disappeared. So I'm just like, okay, normally on AliExpress, if you leave bad reviews, they get their pennies in a twist and they go ballistic. This company in particular went like really crazy. I will leave a link in the description down below of the hair company that I got the hair from. So if you guys experience any problems, you won't have to deal with what I dealt with. And I will also be providing some screenshots in this video to show you guys the absolute craziness that I went through. So I opened the distribute. I left a message. Typed why. So I typed why I wasn't satisfied, and I left. I would say 20 minutes later, I got a message from the seller, of course, because it's normal. They were asking me why I wasn't satisfied with the hair, what they can do to make me happy. And I don't really, want to contact the seller because the sellers can be very crazy. They can say like, "Oh, I'll do anything." Like, that type of thing. And honestly, I wanted to be dealt with through AliExpress because the sellers can do some pretty crazy things and say some pretty crazy things. So I didn't answer the message because with the distribute, I keep saying distribute, the dispute, that's the word. The dispute, with the dispute, they can, with the dispute, they can see why you're not satisfied with the product. So, I was gonna let AliExpress interrupt it for 2 seconds, but with the dispute, they can like fairly assess the situation. With the dispute, you can send pictures or videos to like prove your case, which I did. I was parting the hair and showing all the little hairs that was sticking up between the parts, and I was like, this is the reason why I want this money. I am satisfied with the hair so far. And, I just want like $30-$40 back. Why specifically $30-$40? I don't know. I feel like that was a fair price. So like I said, the seller contacted me through the AliExpress page, where you can send messages. And the first message was, what can I do to help? Then the second message, they started getting desperate. Because when you open a dispute, I think that kind of like, I would say devalues the company. Like, it kind of puts them in like a hard place, which you have to be ready to deal with if you're running a business, dealing with all customers. Now, mind you, the sellers from AliExpress, like all of this stuff comes from China, or there are a lot of people that don't speak English. I understand English is a very hard language to get, but if you're going to run a business that's specifically targeted to African Americans, you have to be good with it, because they'll send you, oh dear, oh friend, like, I don't really like that, because, who says dear? And, friend is not a word I would use. What can we do? What's wrong? Close the dispute. Like, they were begging me basically to close the dispute. They were basically like bribing me. They were like, we'll send you free hair, we'll send you free frontals, we'll send you free this, that, close the dispute. What can we do? And I'm like, okay, no. Like, I don't want any free bundles. I don't want any free frontals. Like, I don't want any of that. Even though it is a nice aspect, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for my money back that I paid for this frontal. Because if you send me a bundle, it's not really going to do anything, first of all, because I'll just have one bundle of some long hair, and I don't have any other bundles left over that are that long. So that was that. And I kid you not, I wasn't responding to the messages. I was trying to let AliExpress figure it out. So then I get a phone call from an unknown number. Now, I'm thinking this is somebody else calling me. When people call from unknown numbers, it has to be a reason why. Either you're sneaking to check up on me, you don't want me to know who you are and you're calling me, or you're just on some BS. So I didn't know what it was for. I answered the phone, but I put my phone, I put it on mute so they wouldn't hear me. And I put it on speaker, and all I hear is like, hello. And then I instantly hung up the phone. Chinese voice, Chinese woman. I hung up the phone because that's where I draw the line. Like, do not call me about a product. If I told you the reason why I don't like it, patiently wait for AliExpress to respond, because AliExpress is, the one that's running the website. They're the one that basically runs everything. I'm not the boss. I'm not the CEO. I want them to figure it out, with you guys so you guys can figure it out with me. So, with that, I proceeded to hang up the phone. No biggie. Kid you not. A few seconds later, they call again. I'm just like, okay, let me ignore the number to let them know that I'm not interested in talking to you guys right now. Another second, call me again. I'm like, okay, this is getting annoying. And the thing that was making me mad is when you call from an unknown number, you can't block the number because, they're calling from an unknown number. They don't know what number they're calling from, so you can't block them. I did have my phone on Do Not Disturb, but how I had it was I could still get calls because I was applying for a lot of jobs during this time, and I did have my phone on Do Not Disturb. But I still wanted to receive calls from anybody because normally when your phone is on Do Not Disturb, if somebody calls you repeatedly, then it'll get taken off Do Not Disturb for them so you can get notified of them calling. Sorry, that's my brother. But, yeah, and, it was back to back. That was my middle. It was back to back to back to back phone calls. Like, I kid you not. They were calling me back to back so many times. And I was getting irritated at this point. Like, I don't know what in Aliexpress, I don't know what you do or how they get in contact with you. Like, I don't know if you, like, I honestly forgot because I have that account for so long. I don't know if you put your phone number in that account or when they're mailing you stuff, they have your phone number. I don't know how, but they kept calling. So then I went to my Do Not Disturb. Like, it was bad to the point where every time I touched my phone, I couldn't even touch my phone. Like, I couldn't even use my phone because that's how much they were calling. That's how back to back they were calling. So I had to, hurry up, go to settings, Do Not Disturb, only have calls from my contacts, people that I have saved in my phone. They can only call me. Nobody else can. And I turned the repeated calls off because they were repeatedly calling. I kid you not. Every time I pull down my notification bar, 10 missed calls from unknown number, 20 missed calls from unknown number. I'm just like, at this point, now I'm kind of freaked out because it's not that serious. Like, it's not that serious for you to be calling me back to back. Like, it's not that serious for you to be calling me like 20 times. It is not that serious. And at this point, I was like, okay, this has got to stop. Because with the calls, they were leaving me voicemails, like. And I was getting a little freaked out because I was like, they're leaving me voicemails. They're constantly calling my phone. I don't know what they're going to do because these people are really desperate at this point. And I know you guys may be like, why don't you just answer the phone and talk? The thing about these sellers is they're cheap. They're in the message, they're like, we'll give you $10 back for a refund. It's expensive. They're very, very cheap people. They will do anything but give you money. Like, they will literally do anything but give you money. You can't give me $30, $40, but your bundles are like $150. Like, what sense does that make? You're getting money. As you can see, these are the different time spans of my call log. While I'm recording this video, I'm still getting calls and voicemails from them. In any business aspect, I find this highly unprofessional, and this is basically harassment. And this is not okay. Like, this is not okay from anybody at all. If a customer is unsatisfied, you find a way to make them satisfied, and if you're not, you just keep it moving. So, then I was at the point where I was like, okay, this company needs to be reported because I don't want them doing this to anybody else that has a problem with their hair and they're getting harassed, because at this point they were harassing me. You know, I wasn't answering the calls, I wasn't replying back to the messages. They were sending me messages through Aliexpress. They were leaving me voicemails. They were calling me. I'm just like, okay, at this point, you're harassing me. We need to stop. So I was on my computer, you know, looking up, you know, customer service, Aliexpress. And of course, Aliexpress doesn't have customer service. You know, they're just a regular website. They don't have customer service. They don't have live people. I guess it's just like a free roam site or whatever it is. So I was trying to figure out, you know, how can I report these people? So if you're ordering from AliExpress and you have the hair or whatever you're ordering from, you can scroll down and there's a little section that says report item. So I went to report item and there were like 4 different things. First one is they're using your pictures or something copyright. Next one is non-copyright, you know. Basically, essentially, all of them were either the product is unsafe, they're using your pictures, and that was it. Or they were like doing some things to like promote themselves that weren't okay. So I went to the one that was to promote themselves that were not okay, because, you know, that was the only option for me. So I took the screenshots of my call log, of my voicemail log, and of my notifications, and I sent it to them, and I left them a message like, these people are harassing me. Like, they're constantly calling me over a dispute that isn't, you know, that isn't that serious. You know, they're bothering me. They're just doing way too much that I'm uncomfortable with. Like, at this point, I'm not comfortable. So, you know, I'm just like, this has got to stop. You know, I don't know what the end result is yet. I'll update that, but I'm leaving the link below. So in case you want to order this hair and you see this company, do not order from them. Not because the hair isn't good, because as you can see, the hair is decent quality, minus like the little flaws here and there, but the people behind the hair is what I'm not okay with. Like, I'm not okay with you constantly harassing me. That's not okay. And that's what my problem is. So, you know, beware of where you're ordering your hair from and who. I'm in my do-rag form. I'm coming to you real, braids and all. I just wanted to add a side note that, you know, if any business is doing this to you, do not wait. You know, if you find that they're harassing you, they're starting to threaten you, they're, you know, doing all these crazy things, pop up at your house, send email, call the police immediately. Notify them what's going on with the situation, because no business should be like stalking, harassing you over a product, because at the end of the day, it's business, it's nothing personal. So when they call again, I am going to tell them that if they continue to call me, I will contact the police. I will file a report, and you know, it's no hard feelings. There's nothing against them. It's just, you shouldn't be harassing a customer. Like, it shouldn't even be taken to this level. And if there is some form of contacting AliExpress or contacting somebody about the situation, please let me know in the comments down below. I would find that very helpful to post about that. And hope you guys enjoy your day, your weekend, your vacation. Peace.